So, I heard you're looking for a go-to source for entertainment.
Wait for it.
Gaming?
Wait for it.
Anime?
Plus Ultra!
Mr. Eric Almighty and Phil the Filipino? Yeah, they've got you covered. And all you gotta do is... wait for it. This is the Wait For It podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Wait For It podcast. I'm your co-host, Phil Barrera, aka Phil the Filipino. And joining me as always is your other co-host, Mr. Eric Almighty. And Eric, we are here with the September edition of What Did I Miss? And this is like, I think maybe the latest in a month that we have recorded What Did I Miss thus far. So, meaning we have 2 days, hopefully, to get by where some sort of Robert Downey Jr.-esque news doesn't drop, and we're good. We're going to cover hopefully some of the most important stories of September. I'm manifesting it. Nothing crazy is going to happen here in the next 2 days, right? So we're very excited to have our guest in today, very long overdue guest for this episode of What Did I Miss, as I know they are just absolutely ecstatic to bring back our friend The Wheel, who made an appearance back at the end of last year. So I'm sure they're happy to see The Wheel again.
Yeah, you know, The Wheel has had its ups and its downs, but it really all kind of culminated at the end of the year holiday special, and we thought we'd never see anybody from that episode again, but every single person has come back for more. So I don't really know what that says about us or them, but we do have two wonderful guests that we're excited to have on, and that is Emily and Kate from Game of Groans. Emily and then Kate, how are both of you guys doing, and are you ready to get into the monstrous month of September and all the news that came with it?
Hey, I'm good. That was a lot to follow up with. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about pop culture that's not a very niche podcast that we have, and September was pretty good, so I'm excited.
Hello. What if I said I was only here for The Wheel? If I wasn't here for y'all, I was just like, this is actually like the real celebrity that I wanted to talk to.
We know who the star of this episode is. We get
exactly.
it. We understand. If you were to tell me you were here for The Wheel and Jeopardy, I'd be very happy.
Oh my God. Yeah, but no, I'm super excited about this. Like Emily said, it's very fun to be on podcasts that have broader scopes than what ours does. So it's exciting to delve into what else is going on.
Yeah,
Good
which
luck
is pretty
figuring out
telling.
which one of which is us.
Oh yeah, no, we're gonna make that very known, Phil.
Oh, no.
We'll figure out a way.
What are you gonna do? Our
We'll
voice
get
Put
creative.
on like a really thick, like New Jersey accent.
Oh my God.
I just sound like
Yeah,
Linda
just do-
Belcher the entire time. I can absolutely do that. It's not a problem.
Tina's sad, so I made her a peanut butter sandwich, and she didn't want it, so I ate it.
I don't get
So I
drunk. I
made
just
another
have fun.
peanut
It's
butter
all right. What are you kids up to in here? It sounds fun.
There you go. Oh, just accents, the character work, the entire episode. Actually, I'm totally down.
This is a
But-
nightmare. This is already spiraling out of control.
It's fine.
No,
it's fine.
it's-
We're all fine.
It's going to be fantastic. So for those of you that are brand new to the podcast, I tell this to everybody that if this is your first episode you've ever listened to for the Wait For It podcast, sorry. Usually we're a little bit more organized here, but that's not what this episode is about. This episode is about hanging out with friends, talking about some pop culture, and hopefully ensuring that Eric loses in Jeopardy, because I think he's won twice in a row. So you guys have a very big responsibility here at the end of this episode. And for those of you that are listening to this episode, this is one where we advise you to listen, or at least check out the YouTube video when it does come to the game at the end of the episode. But for all the rest of it, of course, you can just listen per usual on whatever podcast app that you are listening to. So we want to welcome in any returning listeners as well as brand new listeners. Maybe you're coming over from the Game of Groans audience, and thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode. We'll let you know where you can find all of our content, all of our projects, and everything you need. But Eric, anything else we need to let our guests or our audience know before we dive into the month of September?
No, I think we're ready to go and spin that wheel, which I can tell we are very excited to do, which of course is the main player in this episode. If you've never been a part of What Did I Miss, could we just do this in order, or could we decide who has the most stories and make them go last? Sure. But why do that when we could spin that wheel? So Phil, I think this really doesn't need much more of an introduction. Although I have been challenged, to speed up the cadence of Spin That Wheel. So I'm only going to say this once, and I'm going to tell us to then come off a mute and do it together. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1, spin that wheel.
Good pacing. Love it.
Oh, I tested it. Again, Patreon, great experience for you guys to see us struggle for me to figure out that cadence. So are we ready to go? Any questions?
Comments, concerns?
Good to go.
Anything you want to raise to HR?
I'm
before we
concerned.
begin?
Let's rock and roll.
Okay.
Emily's on board. Okay, let's do this. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that
wheel.
Let's go. We got it.
Nailed it.
Crushed
Right. And, oh, look at that.
Thank God.
So close.
So close.
All right, Emily, so you are kicking us off for the month of September. What did we miss? What did you come across to discuss here tonight?
Amazing, because like I said, I only came with one story, and I did it last week, and I said I did my homework. So we are all, and I think I'm generalizing, but elder millennials in this podcast room. And so that means...
Especially Eric.
Ouch. Are we going to ask ages now? But I also believe that we are all big fans of Disney, and so I was delighted to find out that an album came out this month called A Whole New Sound, which is an album put out by Disney songs covered by pop punk bands of our early aughts, not necessarily childhood, teenage years, whatever. It slaps. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I make my daughter listen to it because it's Disney but it kind of gets that, like, elder emo vibe that I like sometimes. Yeah, it's really, really good. And I came out September 6th, and I've been listening to it a lot.
Now I understand why you asked me if, like, a release in your story. So, no, this is great. A lot of these had ended up on the playlist over the last few weeks, right, Eric? And it is fantastic. So for those of you, like Emily said, that are big pop punk fans, from the early 2000s, mid 2000s, this is right up your alley. Obviously, combining it with Disney. Kate, sounds like you've also listened to this as well, right?
I have. I've listened to a couple of them. Actually, the reason that I found out about it was because one of my friends actually went to, I think it was a Newfound Glory concert, and they posted on their Instagram story them singing Let It Go, and I was like, what is this? This rules. And then they were like, it's actually part of an album, and I was like, oh no, I need this album. So as soon as Emily was like, no, like, this is like, it wasn't just like the one band, I was like, I gotta start listening to this. It rules. It's so fun.
Eric, do you have a favorite off of here? I know I really enjoy the one Boys Like Girls did. They did You'll Be in My Heart. Boys Like Girls, we saw them last year, and it was probably the best concert we went to in 2023. We went to a lot of concerts in 2023, and I think, and I mentioned this to you, Eric, I underestimated how nostalgic that performance was going to be. And I was, like, emotional about it. It was really good. Eric, do you have a favorite off the album?
Yeah, so there are a couple different songs, just kind of looking back. That You'll Be in My Heart, one of them, just because we're big fans of Boys Like Girls. Eye to Eye, Magnolia Parks, probably my favorite. That is a hard song to be able to pull off, and they really, really did it. So I love that. Part of Your World, Newfound Glory, back to that. Again, another good one. Go the Distance, We the Kings. Yeah, I mean, like, a lot of these, I don't think there's one on here that I hated. Maybe that's the more interesting conversation. If there was one, maybe that wasn't our vibe, but I really liked a lot of what was on here, and most of it I would consider to be good, which is why, if you didn't know we do a weekly playlist on Spotify, that's why I feel most of this ended up on the playlist at one point or another.
I haven't listened to the Plain White Tees one because I don't like Plain White Tees. I don't know if that's a...
Well, they also did Surface Pressure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure Eric skipped that
is
one anyway. He hates Encanto.
An awful song and movie, so, yeah.
Wow.
Hot takes. I know.
From an oldest daughter, I love that song. Just saying.
It's a great song.
I'm
a
sorry.
great song.
I
Great movie.
wish I liked it. I wanted to like that movie. I went into it. I wanted to enjoy Encanto. I did. And then from the Family Madrigal all the way down, it was just not a good time for me.
I think it's a good version of that song, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that one. I think I remember when we were still reviewing movies on the podcast, and we saw Encanto in theaters before it hit streaming. So everybody it started really blowing up when it hit Disney Plus. And I remember Eric being absolutely floored that I gave it a 9.5, and I was like ahead of the curve because all of a sudden it took the world by storm. So yeah, not his bag, but yeah, the really really great album. And like we said, if you are a big fan of pop punk and Disney, best of both worlds, man. Eric, who did you see when you went to Epcot recently? Who was there? Was it Simple Plan?
Oh, it was Simple Plan. Yeah. Man, I'm just a kid live on Disney property. Something about it just awakened something in me.
I mean, life is a nightmare, man.
It's so good.
What is everyone's? What's the best pop punk concert that everyone has been to in here?
Cobra Starship.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a pull. That's a great
Dude,
pull.
I went to see Cobra Starship in 2009 in Charlotte. It ruled. It was so good. I have a picture with me and Gabe Saporta. It was just, what a time to be alive. Just, Snakes on a Plane was my personality, like the movie, for a while. Oh my God. I saw that movie probably
angry.
5 times in theaters. I should not have. It's a bad movie. I can swear on this podcast, right?
Oh, fuck
yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. I fucking love that movie.
Halloween costume.
Thank God. Oh, I dressed as Snakes on a Plane for that Halloween. I wore a gray,
Sweatshirt,
gray
sweatpants.
sweatshirt and sweatpants, put in duct tape the flight number, and then Emily
Tape snakes to you.
Yeah, and I taped like rubber snakes to me, and then that was it. And one of my friends was
That was
like,
it.
"This is disgusting," and I was like, "I'm
Amazing.
thriving. I'm living my best life."
It was college.
Incredible.
Yeah, 2007 was a very different
She was like,
time.
it was last year. What do you
Honestly,
it's still relevant.
I
It
would
could
do
have
it.
been.
Like, I would do it. Maybe I'll do that this year. I have no other plans. Why not?
That is one of the things. Like, I do wish the Super Bracket Bros cinematic universe was closer. We would hold a hell of a Halloween party. It'd be a fun time.
Please,
I'm still voting for we need to meet up somewhere. It's unfair that most of you guys have already met, and I was in Japan. Unfair. I need to be a part of this world.
Make it happen.
Let's
do it.
We gotta figure it out. Emily, Eric, what about y'all?
I am trying to think. Because Coheed and Cambria is not pop punk. And that's what came to my brain, so that's not good. Katie, what was the G105 one that we went to a long, long time ago?
Oh God, American Hi-Fi.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was
they're
American
good.
Hi-Fi. Was that Sugar Ray and Matchbox 20?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That was like, was it? It was the 2000s because we were, yeah. So early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of anything else. That's terrible.
I feel like that's probably the closest to a pop punk concert that like we have been to. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eric, are you going with Boys Like Girls?
Yeah, I mean, it's freshest on my mind, so it feels like a little bit of cheating, but they played like what, Phil? Like a 36, 37 song set in like 2
it was
hours.
crazy.
It was nuts.
insane.
It was
we
nuts.
had
it wasn't just covers either. It was like most of their music, which was great.
yeah, and we had really we had general admission tickets. I'm gonna tell you guys the story because it's really funny. So we had just regular general admission tickets. Earlier in the day, we had gone to a Jaguar game, watched them get annihilated, and then drove down to Orlando for the concert. So of course we got there a little bit late because there were other bands going, and we asked if there were like any VIP tables still available or seating, and there was only one, and it was like a $500 table meant for 4 people. So we were like, it's okay. And then we were walking away, and then like this couple, like this guy taps us on the shoulder. He's like, hey, do you guys want to split this table with us? I'll cover half, and then me and Eric just paid $125 each, and we had a great like little elevated view at the I think it was House of Blues, and these two were hammered. They were so gone. We have a picture of them, I think, still on my phone, Eric. I'm fairly certain. And not only like were they really hammered, they weren't like rambunctious or anything. They weren't rude to us or anything like that. They were just really, really drunk. And they left maybe 35% through the concert. So the rest of the show, we just had the whole table to ourselves. It was fantastic. So
I feel like this
shout
is
out to that couple if they somehow listen to this episode.
I feel like this is my
They do
future.
have a business card.
This is my future, getting like shit hammered at a concert where it's like my childhood and it's like younger kids, and I'm just like, I used to listen to this in my 2003 Corolla, and they're just like, okay, Grandma, fine.
Yeah. He wanted to hear Hero/Heroine so bad that was his favorite song, and he left before they even played it. So yep, but we had a great time, Eric. We benefited from their indulgence.
Maybe that added to the experience, but yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. We were like right behind the main crowd on the floor, had enough space where we were still part of it.
The big thing is that it was elevated because I'm short. So
yeah, so like literally, it was like just imagine this perfect view to the stage, but still getting to see the live crowd right in front of your faces. Like again, it was quite amazing.
From the lead singer, it was great. It was fantastic because I had like a drink in my hand and I went like this, and he just gave I was like, yeah.
I wonder what the view was for them.
I know.
Just seeing
they probably just saw us.
Where'd those other two people go?
Yeah, and also State Champs was at that concert too. So and they're one of my favorite bands. So. They were really good. So yeah, that's the most recent one on my mind. Yellow Card was also very good last year. I went to see them. They're from Jacksonville, so they did 2 nights here in Jacksonville. So that one was really, really good as well. So all right, well, we went on a pop punk tangent there, which I'm not mad about. But Eric, I think it's time to bring back the wheel.
Yeah, let's do it.
It didn't give me an option. Oh, okay, cool. There we go. Share. All right.
We got the wheel back up. I think we've got this. We're going to go 3, 2, 1. Then spin that wheel. All right. 3, 2, 1.
Spin that wheel.
All right, went a little slower that time, but that's fine.
That's okay.
I think it was in sync though.
It's just going to progressively go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
All right, well.
Everybody. No, that's Backstreet Boys.
Yeah.
Shit.
Boo.
Nope.
I've lost the boy band wars already.
We went to see them. We're fine.
We did. And I heard the Backstreet Boys across the street from my house. I'm across the street from a music venue. And so it's amazing. Like the whole hill, like basically our neighborhood is like uphill. So it just catches all the sound from the music venue. And every now and then I'll just like, there was one night I was sitting in this back room and I was like, who the fuck is playing, oh God, I was like, who the fuck is playing Freebird so loud? And I was like, oh, it's Leonard Skinner. They're playing Freebird really loud. I'm like, that's acceptable, I guess. That's fine.
That's
Who
fair.
is blasting everybody right now?
Yeah, I was like,
everybody.
who is it? Screaming.
Oh, whoops.
Like hearing that just across the street and then just hearing just the scream of like boy band fans who were like my age. I was like, yeah.
Oh, I saw them in
this rules.
2022, a couple of years ago. They were
Yeah.
I saw them.
Great
I
show.
think that's when it was. Yeah.
2012
Yeah, it was
or
probably
something,
that tour.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're
They
great.
do it a lot because they're all friends still or together, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Love that for them,
Even
honestly.
Still hang out with Nick Carter, but it's whatever.
It's better than NSYNC, man.
All right, Kate, what do you got? What did we
All
miss
right.
in September?
So my big story that literally just popped up a couple days ago that kind of threw me off. So I came across an article where apparently James Cameron is joining Stability AI as one of their directors on their board. But specifically the article that I found, it's on Deadline. This is literally a year after James Cameron specifically said, I warned you guys in 1984 with Terminator. It's like, hey, AI is a bad idea. So now a year later, now that there's maybe a lot of money in it for him, he's like, you know what? AI actually rules and I'm an innovator. Don't forget that. And we're just like, okay, James Cameron, that's a hot take. So that is my news story where I was like, ooh, I want to yell about this. So
Yeah, Eric, did you see this come across your feed here in the last few days?
I mean, what is he not getting into the news for these days? I think like recently he also like told people to stop complaining about like the 4K releases that didn't turn out the way they expected. So like, did I hear this specific news? Not to my memory, but am I surprised? No, because it feels like every other week James Cameron is coming up with something.
Yeah, and you know who came out against AI? Michael Bay. So, like, if Michael Bay is against you, then you're probably not doing great there, James. Michael Bay said, actually, this is like an older quote, but he has said, yeah, AI doesn't create art, it just imitates it, and it will create a whole bunch of lazy people. So, to all original creators out there, have no fear. So. Yeah, Emily, what did you think about this? Because again, unfortunately, like AI and Eric, we're not going to discuss it here, but there was a really gross instance of AI over the weekend at Ocala Comic-Con. We won't go into that here on the episode, yeah, Emily, what's your thoughts on this? And again, doesn't seem like any of us are surprised that James Cameron is kind of backtracking a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I think it more struck me that you're like, yeah, if Michael Bay says no, we're like, okay, like that's just, it's not the vibe, my guy. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the first Avatar movie anyway, so like the whole James Cameron, I don't understand. Why did we make a land out of it in Disney? I'm just not a fan of his anyway, in general. So, yeah. People I'm not a fan of making decisions that I'm also not a fan of. Just no.
He's just consistent.
Thank God. If the bright side of this, yes. Well, at least he still sucks. Yeah, it's great. So
yeah, no, I'm also there with you. Eric knows as far as the Avatar hatred. Beautiful film.
Sure.
Just Pocahontas.
not memorable.
So,
not
or Fern Gully.
Yeah.
Or that. Yep.
It's true. I just listened to I think it was an older podcast where they were talking about it, and they were like, you know what? I don't remember a thing about this movie. I remember everyone went to see it, and it's like, it's those things that have so much, like, for like 30 minutes, they have so much cultural impact, and then they are immediately swept away, and you're just like, well, that was a time. Remember when we all thought about this for 20 minutes? And it's like, no, we've all moved on. No one thinks about Avatar anymore. And James Cameron's like, I did this one.
Remember, it was like the big selling point for like 3D TVs for like a good year. And it was like, well, you can watch Avatar at home with your 3D glasses. I'm like, I don't want to watch Avatar anywhere. So, yeah, that's not. And I've been a component, and you know this, Eric, of I don't think Titanic is very good. So I'm not really a fan of his anyway, just like you, Emily. So yeah, it doesn't surprise me that, like you say, Kate, as far as since there's some money in it for him, he's like, it's not so bad.
Yeah, and the big, like, especially with this article, like, it specifically pointed out, it's like, hey, a year ago he said, yeah, I told y'all in Terminator, and then one of the other articles, when I searched this to find it again, was like, yeah, James Cameron also talked about how maybe Terminator's not that great, and I was like, shut up, James Cameron, what is wrong with you? But this article specifically also highlights how he's, been an innovator in so many things, like the underwater, like for the underwater filming and stuff in Titanic. Like, there are contributions that he has made to filmmaking that have been influential and important, but it's also technology that humans are using. And to look at AI and say, this is another money-making thing, this would be a great, step forward, and ignoring any human interaction with that or lack thereof is so short-sighted. And it's so like, I got mine, y'all figure it out. So I don't care for that attitude. So
yeah, I mean, especially considering that they just had that whole strike, and one of the main holdups of that was all AI related stuff. So like, every strike moving forward is going to be very, very heavily dependent on that. And I mean, we've all seen it. the AI stuff, it's very easy to be impressed, but also very, very scary. Very scary in the wrong hands. So for James Cameron, who made Terminator, you would think we'd be a little bit more afraid, but nope. It's just going to come to fruition. Cybernet is real.
Well, maybe he can complete Avatar 3 faster with AI. Maybe it will actually come out within our lifetime. I'm not going to see it, but...
Come on now. Listen, they're not bad. They're just...
Sure.
They're really nice to look at.
What's something that happened in the second in Way of Water, Eric? You saw it in theaters. What's something
Who's your
that
favorite
happened?
character?
They
Give me
swam.
one
Favorite
name.
character. They swam.
One name.
Is that what you said? Yeah, give me the name of a character.
One
that's
name.
not-
One. The blue one.
Yeah. See, and this isn't fair because obviously we're MCU fans, but I remember where I was when I saw Endgame, Infinity War, No Way Home. I couldn't tell you where the hell I was when I saw the first Avatar movie. Probably upset in some movie theater somewhere that
I
someone
was on
dragged
a
me there.
bad third date. That was the last 3D
was on
movie
a
I
date
went
too.
Yeah. Dudes in Avatar. Why? Dudes that
Eric's
we
the dude.
also dudes that we didn't marry. So that's kind of the connecting point too.
Again, I'll just for the record say I like the movies. I just don't think they're anything special. Phil, you just hate them because you want to hate them. It's okay.
Yeah, because they're boring.
A little bit. I'm not like disagreeing with you. It's again, it's really pretty to look at. And the music, the score is
Same reason
is
I watched Sydney Sweeney films.
pretty phenomenal. So again, you can only watch certain movies if they have a 20-minute YouTube breakdown. So you kill counter.
So here's what you missed
Yeah,
in
I just-
this section of the Avatar.
I did just see that Uglies movie on Netflix, like 25 minutes. It was like 25-minute YouTube video. I know everything that happened.
Yep. He just watches breakdowns of the movies that he doesn't want to watch. I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, shout out to Amanda the Jedi. She does great, great job.
I read the Wikipedia articles. That's what I do. I'm like, what happens? I don't want to deal
There
with
you go.
this. This looks scary, or this looks boring. What happens?
There you go. It's either I watch a video about a movie I don't want to see, or someone build a terrarium. So if I couldn't find someone build a terrarium at that time, so I watched a video. And now I don't ever want to watch. Now I don't ever have to watch Uglies, which I wasn't going to anyway.
No, who did?
Amanda the Jedi on YouTube. Shout out to her.
I'm really worried about how many really bad, clearly bad Netflix movies you are watching. Like between that and Atlas.
Since
like,
Atlas,
those are
I
two.
have not. I'll be honest with you. Since Atlas, that one got me pretty bad. Oh, and Flight, because I watched Flight earlier in the
You
year.
watched Flight with Kevin Hart and Atlas with Jennifer Lopez. Saw
I've
the
never heard
trailers
of
to those
any of these movies.
Oh,
I
they're
have
so
no
bad.
idea what's happening.
Nor
Atlas,
should you.
honestly, Atlas, it's up there with Madam Web as like the worst movie of the year. It's
That
so
was
bad.
the action movie with J-Lo, right?
Yeah, and it has Simu Liu and
Sterling K. Brown.
Sterling K.
Yep.
Brown, who are
Oh,
both excellent.
I like them.
Yes, I do
Yeah.
too.
You actually
Oh.
should. You look up clips from the press tour because you can tell that Sterling K. Brown is 100% over Jennifer Lopez. He was so frustrated with her, and it's probably the best thing that came out of that movie. He was so done with interacting with her. So that's the only good thing that did come out of that film. But other than that, yeah, it was not great. But yeah, probably don't go watch Uglies, is what I would say on Netflix. Also, the Kevin Hart film Flight, also a really bad movie. So anyway, Eric, let's bring back the wheel here.
You gotta bring it back.
Flip a coin.
Ooh, I like that.
I should just change it from like different. Like one time we should play like Plinko, and I'll just ask.
Ooh.
I gotta see if there's any like other options.
We could just decide before the episode. We don't have to do this, but
You want me to Google it right now? If there's Plinko?
no, here we are. We'll just
Okay.
do it.
No, we're too
Jump right
late.
into
We're
it,
committed
guys.
now.
We're just gonna
Holiday
jump
special.
right
I'll
into
look up
it.
different
Nope.
things.
Oh God, that makes it longer.
Let's go. 3,
yeah.
2, 1.
Spin that wheel. Why did we slow down?
I don't know, I was
Confidence
matching
about
y'all.
midway through.
We lost confidence. Okay.
Oh my god. Oh. That is the closest I've ever.
Oh my god.
I mean, luckily I have two, so I think I'll be okay because I'm pretty sure Eric picked one of these. So
Possibly. I kind of went with one that was more irritating me in this particular instance because the PlayStation 5 Pro just released their limited edition 30th anniversary bundle. And this is really interesting because it's super cool. If you haven't had a chance to at least look at it, just check it out. Like, it's extremely, extremely cool. Very expensive, but very, very cool to look at. The reason I bring it up for this month is because they sold out in seconds. There were only about 12,000 units available, and now scalpers are selling it in the thousands. So this is an interesting conversation for me, not just from a PlayStation standpoint, but if there's anything out there, it seems like these days there's a limited quantity. And if you're not the first person in line, I mean, think back in our day, if we didn't get in person as the first person in line for like a new phone release or a new system release, you didn't get it. I think it's just so crazy in 2024, putting my old man hat on, that we can't get online on day one of something, even a limited drop, and having even the remote chance of being able to get it. And fast forwarding it as recent as today of recording this, there are people saying that they've had those orders canceled for one reason or another. So after getting it, they then had the order canceled for reasons that didn't really make sense to them. So I bring up that story because I'm frustrated. Was I going to get this? No, but really, I was interested. And I can't even make the decision to think about if I would have wanted it because I know I'm not going to come in here. Phil knows how long it took me to just get a regular PlayStation back in the pandemic days. And Phil was one of those people that tried to get into that queue, try to be there. That's just not my vibe. So I'm very curious with you guys how you feel in this day and age, still having to do that, but now in the digital space. So that is my question I'm posing to you guys. This is your chance to rant.
I was one of the people who was constantly trolling Amazon and every single website in 2020 trying to get a Switch. I messed up. I didn't get one when the Animal Crossing version came out. I saw it and was like, I don't need this right now. And I was like, I'm really busy. I'm doing a lot. I'm not going to be hypothetically sitting in my house for an extended period of time and need a new game system. I'm totally fine. And then the world ended and I was like, man, I wish I could play Animal Crossing with my sister. That would be real neat. And then I was just stressed out trying to do that, had placed several orders and had them canceled because I was a minute late, had other people I worked with who were going through the same thing. And it's the sense of that scarcity when it's not a matter of waiting outside a store. It's not a matter of going to the physical place and getting it. It's like, especially for pre-orders, the idea of like the whole point of a pre-order is so it's like, okay, 800 people pre-ordered this. I need at least 800 of them. And if like at a certain point, you shut off pre-orders, you stop doing that. But the idea that now people are just like scavenging for them or like hiking the price up like crazy. It's just, it's so gross and weird. And it's like, I guarantee there are so many people who are just like, I just want this for like, actually plan to play this and use this actual system. And so, and the idea that someone's like hoarding it as a collector's item or is like, I would like $6,000 and someone's going to be like, yeah, I guess I'll pay $6,000. Like it's messed up. I don't care for it.
And Phil, we were talking about the PlayStation Pro and about that announcement, just the regular PlayStation Pro, how much they were charging for that. But this was one that was like specially themed that people were excited about. So like, what were your thoughts on it? I see you shared your screen. What happened?
Yeah, I wanted to pull this up because we posted this in our Discord. It was like an hour after they had gone live. And yeah, this is what the price for those of you that are watching on YouTube. For those of you that are audio only, for a PlayStation 5 30th anniversary bundle, which, like you said, Eric, is beautiful. Like, I really wish people couldn't even get controllers for this thing. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get a controller, but nope. One of the bundles is $3,500, one is $32, and then the one is, this one's a deal, $2,750.
Oh, what a bargain!
What a deal! There were also people on eBay selling an opportunity, so they would try and get a console for you. Like, that's the level that we're at right now currently. When it comes to like scalping. So it's gross, it sucks, it's unfortunate. Like, we just talked about AI. Like, these bots are out here running everything. I'll give you guys. I mean, this is not gaming, but it is. It has to do with my day job. So I work at a ticketing company during the day, and we had to purchase replacement tickets for a customer, and they were Taylor Swift tickets, and 2 tickets, and they weren't even like floor seats. They were like regular section, but they were still pretty good. 2 seats to Taylor Swift in Tampa, Florida, $20,000 for 2 tickets. That person, whoever sold those tickets, made like a third of my annual salary, like in one ticket sale. So and also, Kate, I was also one of those people trying to get a Switch as well as a PS5. So the only way I got that PS5, Eric, is because I had connections at GameStop, and somebody let me know, hey, we're about to get some on pre-order, and I was there within 10 minutes of her texting me, because the GameStop is like right down the road. But yeah, I was always on Target, on Amazon, whatever, trying to get a Switch, because, like you said, we were all inside, and I had never played an Animal Crossing game before, and I was like, oh, let's give this a shot, and I ended up getting a Switch Lite, which was still better than nothing, so, yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, you can't just go in. You could be one of those people that could also try and go to a GameStop and pre-order one, but your local GameStop will get like 5, and then by the time you get in line, there's 7 people, and it won't even matter. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Same thing with like even tickets. Like, you used to be able to go, Eric, you remember you could go to the mall here and buy tickets the day that they went on sale. But yeah, that's just not the case anymore. Emily, is there anything that you tried to get, like whether it be a console or tickets or anything like that you just weren't able to beat the bots to?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. In 2020, I did have a Switch because I'm a big Pokemon fan, and so when they came out with Let's Go Eevee, I was like, I guess I have to get this. So, not Animal Crossing, but my family was in an interesting situation that my husband and I moved to Japan in 2020, and that was, I believe, the year that the Xbox Series X came out, and that is my husband's. That's my Xbox is my husband's thing, and so we were on a naval base in Japan, and so there's only one store, the Navy Exchange, that gets things every week or so, and we weren't allowed to leave the base because it was during COVID, and so the only time we could try and get one was, and there's a Facebook group for the base and everything, and so people would post like, oh my god, they're bringing them out, and you would like run to the store and try and beat other people. Literally, the only way I got him one, and I think I was 3 months pregnant at the time, didn't have a car yet, and one of my friends was at the Navy Exchange, my neighbor, and she was like, they're pulling them out, whatever. I walked because I couldn't get a cab quick enough, so I power walked on the base, 3 months pregnant, to the Navy Exchange to grab my husband an Xbox Series X and pay for it. But it was it was the next year. It was not even, I think it was 2021 by the time I even got one, because they would get maybe 20. They would limit the sales to 1 per person, so that was nice there. But all these sailors that are 20, 21, whatever, what else are they gonna do? We're all playing video games. PlayStation 5, even harder to get there. I don't know how anyone got one of those on the base, but yeah, that happened. And then it's funny you say that it's still happening today, because I saw something. It's a little more minor, but you can tell I'm a mom of a toddler, because Build-A-Bear just came out with Bluey and Bingo stuffed animals with the grannies outfits. Literally just dropped 2 days ago, already sold out online. In hours. I mean, I didn't even try because I'm good, but that's where my brain is, things that are not even that high stakes. They're stuffed animals for your kids, and people are already buying 6 of them or whatever, and it's why? They're kids' toys. They're not even. It's not even that serious. But but again, it's also production. Why aren't you fucking making more? It's Bluey. It's for kids. Just make millions of them, and people will buy them. I would have bought one probably. I don't understand it just doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, somebody's got to break down the production of consoles, like a PlayStation, and then Bluey and Bingo toys. Like,
They're not
I don't
even
think
stuffed.
I don't think there's a correlation, right? Like, it feels like those are two completely different production excuses. So, at what point do we say, like, why are we creating this madness? I don't get it. But yeah, going into parent brain there makes a lot of sense, because I immediately thought of like 3 or 4 times where I wanted to get my son something, and I was like, well, good thing he didn't know about that. So, oh well.
Yeah.
I just thought about my my recent actual finally freaking win with one of these production things. I finally managed to get a 12-foot Home Depot skeleton.
Oh, yeah.
After 4 years of hunting for them, could not find them in stores, could not find them online, and then finally this year, what they ended up doing. So in previous years, they had just, did the skeleton. 2020, we had nothing else good going on in our lives, so everyone was like, I'm getting a skeleton. And then the next year I was like, I want that. I want to be a skeleton person. Let's go. And then could not find one in 2021. Could not find one in 2022. Apparently our mother saw one in a store, and then she goes, I didn't know you were looking for one. And I was just like, how did you not know? It's my personality. I'm a skeleton girl.
You know what's hilarious, Phil? We didn't even bring up the actual related story to this that is like literally crucial, is the wheel. I didn't even think to
Oh my god, that's right.
I didn't even think to bring up the wheel. So you guys remember, I'm going to go get it
You
now.
have it?
Because
Oh, yeah.
Single one?
Well, they've seen it. Yeah,
no.
you guys have seen the physical wheel. I think we told the story.
I remember the
Yeah.
story about the wheel, about the
Yeah.
wheel one. Yeah.
Yeah, we told the story at the Christmas special.
Did we? So for anyone that missed it, this wheel right here took years with an S, to get from IKEA.
Yep.
From IKEA. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Crazy.
My sister and brother-in-law were on their cross-country trip from California, and we asked them to stop at like an IKEA in like Missouri because they had one and still couldn't get it there. I think it was sold out by the time they had gotten there. So, yeah.
The amount of things that sell out at IKEA is bonkers. But like with
This
with the
thing
Home
is wooden bolts.
I know.
That's all it is.
And that's the thing. That's the thing with the Home Depot skeleton. So in every previous year, it was $2.99. That's what it was. And I was like, okay, I don't have a vehicle to, get this, but I will figure it out. And then this year, what they ended up doing, they said, we're going to do the skeleton, but what if we made it $60 more and made the eyes light up? And I was like, okay, so you gave me one more thing that can potentially break. And if it breaks, they're sold out everywhere, so I will never get a replacement. But I was like, okay, if the eyes break, it's fine. Like, the skeleton works. I got this thing, threw it in my cart. It was like, it'll be here in September. This thing showed up on August 5th. It truly 8 in the morning on a Saturday, this guy rings my doorbell. He's like, I got your skeleton. And I was like, hi, I was not ready for this. So I'm very excited that it finally showed up. But it was the next time I looked at it just to like check reviews and see, if any people had like problems with it, it was immediately sold out again. And I was like, everyone is looking for these things. How are you not making millions of them? It's like, you would make so much money. Truly, like there's no end to like the amount of people I know who were like, if I could find one, if I ever saw one in a store, I'd buy it. I'd find a way to get it home. And just the idea that you have to like fight someone in a store to get one is just, it's bonkers. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, there was also the time when I was trying to get a PS5 where I knew Walmart was getting a couple. We didn't know how many. I was third in line, and they got 2. I was there for like a good hour and a half before they realized that they had 2. That was a sad day. There was the time, Eric, where there was the Kohl's incident where I ordered one off of Kohl's, and it went through, and then they refunded me because they canceled the order because I actually didn't get one. I did get to keep the Kohl's cash, which was nice. So got these headphones and a pair of shoes. So that was a win. But yeah, it's nuts with the way that all this stuff is going, and yeah, it is unfortunate. So, but is anybody doing anything to combat it? No. There's no. Everyone's just like this. That's just the way it is, I guess. That's just how it goes.
So this wheel might have been made by a toddler. Like it's not. It's just not a special wheel, but it's special to me because it's got to be one of only maybe 10 in creation.
Have we ever used it at a convention? That's why we got it.
Yeah, we haven't had a chance to. Is the thing. We just gotta. Yeah, I don't want to talk about that part.
Yeah, we haven't even used it since we got it, except for the Christmas special.
When we all meet in
Has it
person
left
and
your
record
house?
something.
Oh, we're
when
gonna
we
have
all-
that wheel ready.
Yeah, when we all meet in person, that's it. We're all gonna get to spin the wheel.
Unless Phil Breyer makes us a really, really good wheel, and then
Yeah, one of our patrons
I'll
is
never
actually
use
making
that.
us a wheel. So,
So-
we don't even need that one.
we're just
soon.
full of wheels, including the one that you see in front of you. Now you're probably wondering, do we have to do this?
Is it going to be red fill or a blue fill?
That's the real
Eric
question.
took one of my stories, so I only have one left. But
That was one of them.
yeah, well, yeah, totally.
Oh,
Absolutely.
okay.
I
Cool.
the lowest hanging fruit that I could possibly choose in September. So
Cool. All right. Well, let's count it down. 3, 2, 1.
Spin
that
Wheel.
Oh.
The wheel of
excitement.
Phil.
Big money, big money.
Red story.
Oh. All right. Where is mine here? All right. And Emily, it worked out that you actually brought up Pokemon just a moment ago, because mine is Pokemon related. I'm not sure. I know Eric obviously played. I don't know if either one of you played Palworld earlier in the year. Kind of took the world by storm for a little bit, but it took a while. Everyone was wondering, oh, what's Pokemon going to do? Or how are they going to react? We didn't hear anything. Well, bam, lawsuit. Here in September, they finally decided to to go ahead and sue the Palworld developer over multiple patent infringements. This is the original story from IGN. Nintendo and the Pokemon Company are taking legal action against Palworld's developer Pocket Pair. The companies filed a lawsuit against the developers on September 18th, seeking, quote, an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Palworld, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes on multiple patent rights. Nintendo will continue to take necessary actions against any infringement of its intellectual property rights, including the Nintendo brand itself, to protect the intellectual properties it has worked hard to establish over the years. Nintendo's statement reads, blah, 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 legal jargon, more of that stuff. So, yeah, Palworld launched in January 2024 on Steam and as well on Game Pass. Eric, we did an episode about it earlier in the year, and we don't play it anymore, but we got like a good month, 2 months out of it. It's still going relatively strong. It's got a good community, but this was probably like a matter of time thing that Pokemon was going to come and try and put a stop to this. I think what a lot of people's frustration is, and Emily, I'll get your opinion here first. I'll throw it to you. Pokemon, like, I wish Pokemon would just put in a little bit of effort into their games that they put out recently. Like, it's a lot of copy paste. It's a lot of, I mean, and I think a lot of it does have to do with the limitations of the Switch. Like, it's a pretty, compared to everything else, it's not the strongest console, but it's absurd that graphics from the Nintendo 64 Pokemon look better than graphics on a open world Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch. So you already alluded to it. You didn't play Palworld, but which was basically Pokemon with guns. But I mean, what do you think about this? I don't think any of us are surprised that Pokemon came for Palworld, but I mean, it feels like there should be a space for other monster type games, out there. So what are your thoughts on Pokemon coming for Palworld?
Honestly, I am a little surprised, just because they've got their fans. Like, almost why bother? Like, they're sitting pretty. Like, I mean, I don't want to be like super optimistic, but like, nothing's gonna happen to Pokemon. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere. People are gonna still buy it. I'm a whore for Pokemon. Like, my daughter dressed up as Pikachu last year. Like, I'm there. I lived in Japan. But yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, I thought it kind of opened like not more adult Pokemon, because that sounds weird, but like, Pokemon is at its core like a kid's game to a certain, a certain instance, where like it needs to be kind of basic. And it needs to be a little repetitive, because we were playing it in like the 5th grade or something, and there are kids younger playing it now. So the concepts for them to actually do kind of well in the game need to be a little more basic. But yeah, the graphics and just like the I've grown out of Pokemon. Like I could see where it would scratch that itch for other people. I definitely saw it. I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then I was like, okay, a little extreme for me. You know, I don't know why my Pikachu has to have a gun or whatever, but like, you know, first cool. Like, you know, you do you. So I'm genuinely shocked that Nintendo was like, what are you guys doing over there? Hey, fuck you. You know?
After all this time, too. Like,
oh,
they had,
yes. Well,
so...
but I wonder if they were just like looking at sales and like, oh, are people still playing this? Like, is it still going? Oh, well, maybe we should squash that now.
yeah.
That being said, yes, I'd say the quality, graphics wise, but I mean in general for the Switch is not stellar. And ideally they'll come out with another console soon. I think there are rumors of a Switch 2 or something. But that's not what Nintendo does. Nintendo's just its own thing. And like really if they put in the effort they could do better. A lot of Pokemon is copy paste because, you know, gotta catch them all is literally the catchphrase. I've enjoyed the last two, Sword and Shield. I really, really enjoyed. Partially, some of it did come out during 2020, the expansion that I really, really craved. But then I even enjoyed Violet and Scarlet for the fact that it was kind of different. Like you know the school part and that it wasn't. I mean, I wouldn't say it was open world by any stretch of the imagination. They were still kind of in order that you needed to do things or else you were fucked. And like playing with other people online, I tried to do that with my husband and it really didn't work. Like I didn't really understand how you could play with other people and like battle together and stuff. That didn't make sense. But like there were like classes you can take and stuff, and me being like the super nerd that I was, like I did all the classes and things, and like you earned stuff like that. And my husband was like, "You nerd, you're taking the class in a video game," and I was like, "Yes, I am," and I don't know why.
He would say that.
Well, yeah, he's rude. But there were multiple ways to play the game. Like he didn't have to do that to move forward in the story. You know, and there were more options. Maybe that made it a little harder for kids starting with that one. I would definitely not suggest that one as like a starter. They need to like restart again. And yes, they're absolutely getting lazy with their Pokemon design and the names. Like they're just running out at this point. Like, I think they need to remake Gold for the Switch and stop there. Johto, it peaked.
I would rebuy a Switch. I sold my Switch earlier in the year because I just wasn't using it. I would rebuy a Switch
for Gold
if they for Gold
and
or
Crystal.
Silver.
Yeah,
and Crystal.
Favorite game in the world, Heart Gold.
I've told this to Eric. Like I spent all this money on a gaming PC this year because I finally wanted to make the leap. And the thing that I play the most on here is Pokemon emulators.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Because I can sit here and I can put Hulu on one side and my emulator on the other side, and I'll just sit here for hours and play.
Yeah.
And yeah. So.
Yeah. So
I'd pay good money for Gold or Silver.
Yep. And I'm still gonna buy the new one. Like I'm not deserting Pokemon by any of the means of the imagination. But yes, some of the graphics, like they could go somewhere when they're not. Like I would say even Scarlet and Violet, yeah, looked a little worse than Sword and Shield. It's like, just put the time and the effort in. We're gonna buy it. Don't rush it. Like, you know, what, not Breath of the Wild, whatever the second one is. Like,
Tears of the Kingdom, yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom, yes.
Yeah, there are some gorgeous Switch games. And then there are the ones where, like, yeah, with the new, with Scarlet and Violet, I remember you told me about it, and then I was like, the only thing I've heard is how glitchy it is. And you were like, okay, hear me out. That's not the only thing. And I was like, okay.
Yes,
but at the time, that was the only thing I'd heard about it. And I was like, you know, but at the same time, like, no, and I, talking to Emily about it, I was like, you're 100% not the only person who's like, it's a Pokemon game. I'm gonna get it because it's a Pokemon game. Yeah. There's more Pokemon. I gotta catch them all. Let's go.
Yeah, that's me.
No, for sure. And you bring up a good point, because as far as different ways to play, right, Eric, Pokemon and Nintendo aren't going to give me the opportunity to put Pikachu to work and mine gold in my factory. So why can't Palworld exist in this other space where I put everybody on an assembly line, and put them to work. I don't get the big deal.
So here's the thing. I've never heard of Palworld. I just looked it up. Those are Pokemon. I don't know what to tell you.
Some of the designs are 100%
That's Pikachu.
ripoffs.
I don't know what to tell you. That one,
very, very lazy.
that one's Pichu. That one, that's a Mareep. That's Mewtwo. I don't know.
yeah.
Like it's like conceptually, everything you're saying makes a lot of sense. It's like, yeah, same style game, only, different mechanics, different play style, different,
there's Pal balls, there's everything.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's like, yeah, you just gotta like pay 4 more people to create new characters and not just be like, this is Rikachu, this is something different, don't look too hard. Like it really, I feel like a lot of it, like at a glance for me, is just, it's that character design. I'm like, I know what he is. Those are familiar. Like the fact that I can look at it, who I have not played a Pokemon game since 2004 maybe. I think so. I think Silver and Crystal were probably the last ones I played. But the fact that I can look at that and I'm like, oh, those are Pokemon. Like, yeah, it's pretty obvious. I don't know.
It's not a good sign when your game is advertised as Pokemon with guns. So like when you get sued,
They've embraced it though.
No, they've embraced it,
yeah.
but again, when you're sued by the company that owns Pokemon. Maybe you shouldn't be
Those
surprised.
Those are Pokemon. No, don't look at that.
It's funny because just little things, like instead of them being Pal balls, you could have made them squares. Sure, does it look as aesthetically pleasing? No, but like you could clearly say, well, we throw squares at them to capture them.
Or call them orbs or something. There are so many other words you can use.
So many. And again, the designs are definitely, some of them are on the nose. Like, it's hard to ignore them. I definitely am curious lawsuit-wise. Like, again, it's just competition. Like, I understand Nintendo has every right to. But Palworld is its own thing in many different respects. So, I don't know. I kind of see each side of the coin here. For me, like, I've never really been invested in Pokemon like that since the days of the Game Boy. The only time that's ever happened is Pokemon Go, which I've been very active in saying that one of the best Pokemon experiences for a casual person coming into it. I think that took the world by storm. But I just don't know. I don't know that Pokemon is ever going to reach those heights ever again. And I think it is still catering to a younger audience, but it's filling its pockets with the money from adults that want that nostalgia. And that will settle for what they have to offer. So, like, it's just such an interesting dynamic that I don't know that Pokemon really has anywhere to go right now, but down, honestly. And that's kind of why I think this lawsuit shouldn't be a surprise, because there is some vulnerability in Pokemon as a franchise as far as games, where a game like Palworld with a little more time, it could intrigue other people to move away from it. So I see both sides of it.
Yeah, and the other thing, like, Pokemon isn't going anywhere, like we already talked about. Like, if anything, Palworld existing and us and so many people playing it shows that, hey, Pokemon, give us something new, and I'll go back to Pokemon. I'll abandon Palworld and come back to you. Yeah, hell yeah. I'm not advocating to give Pikachu a gun. That's not what I'm asking for here. I'm just asking for a little bit of innovation, and that's really all it takes. I don't know. Have you guys seen this guy on TikTok or Instagram where he's like creating a custom Pokemon for you? Has he ever come up on your algorithm? Okay, I'll have to send this to you. But these are all Pokemon that he makes like backstories. He makes up different abilities and stuff like that. And these are all original designs. They've got way better names than what they're coming up with now. And yeah, I'll have to send these to y'all because they're really, really good. But yeah, I follow him on Instagram, and yeah, all these are original and look way better than like a set of keys or a refrigerator Pokemon. Like, there's the one that's a chandelier. Like,
the pile of garbage one?
Yeah, the one that's a pile of garbage. Like, we already have Muck. We have Grimer. Yeah. Like, that's already just garbage. So
I mean,
yeah.
Literally a lay.
I definitely did this in middle school. I definitely remember like trying to, make up my own Pokemon. But now there's like, Emily, how many Pokemon are there now?
Well, there's like 1,000 or something.
Yeah.
There's more. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they add truly at least 50 to 100 per game.
Exactly. And it's just
9 generations.
It's just like, it's just throwing so many darts and going like, nope, that's ours. We made that up first, and it's like, why?
How many cats can you do?
You
Pokemon?
didn't have to, man. It's okay. Especially as far as like the lawsuit copyright aspect of it, I am a big proponent personally of, if something is filling a niche that is not being met, or if it is like finding something that is actually in demand that is not going to be created by the original whatever it is, it makes sense for something to fill that void. Like it's if someone is not creating a product that you're looking for, why not create that product? If they wanted to make money on that actual product, they should be making that product. And as far as this, Phil, it's exactly what you're saying, where it's like, they're not going to give Pikachu a gun. They should. It would be hilarious. I think Detective Pikachu should have a gun. That's also my take. I love
Ryan Reynolds trying to solve a case and just.
I love Detective Pikachu so much.
It's a great movie.
My user picture for a very long time on, I think, work things was a little cartoon Detective Pikachu holding a giant knife. That was me. And someone was like, "What's happening here?" And I was like, "It's Pikachu with a knife. I don't know what you want me to say." But I think that it is really just like, those, sort of covering those bases, changing character design just enough where it's like, this definitely isn't Pikachu. Don't look too hard. But it is filling a need that is not being met by the Pokemon company. So I don't know. I feel like there's definitely room for both to exist, but I definitely think it is Nintendo going, no, that's too close, and people like your thing, so that's ours now. Don't do that anymore.
Yep, for sure.
And a quick shout out, according to Google, there is 1,025 Pokemon in the National Pokédex as of this year, but that's not including Mega Evolutions and Gigantamax Pokemon. So if you included them,
the fuck are Gigantamax Pokemon
and regional variants,
Gigamax.
That's probably no.
Oh no, Gigantamax.
No, I looked at it. I was like, wait, no, there's an end there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it increases like another 50 or something, like 100 or something. So it's not. It's a lot. That's basically the moral of the story.
That's too many. I know the original Pokerap, and that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know the first maybe 3 generations. I would say, and yeah, and let's not. And also, as far as the revenue, it's not like Palworld is encroaching on like the card game or anything like that. And now Pokemon is doing this digital card collection, which is essentially like NFTs, right? And you don't ever own that Pokemon card, you know what I mean? So like, you're not hurting for money, like you're okay. So bless anybody who is going to be buying those digital cards. That is not, I would not advise that. So
fun fact, I work in the same city as the company that prints most Pokemon cards.
I thought you were about to say, fun fact, I have started collecting.
Fun fact, I made NFTs. No, God, no. I'm off Game of Groans. I got canceled. Bye. Yeah, no, there are several printing companies around me, like one that's like connected to my job's building, that it's where they manufacture Pokemon cards. Fun
awesome.
fact.
I'll let you know the ones that I'm collecting because I can't find them anywhere. So
please do. I will sneak in. The employees are not allowed to wear hoodies because you can hide things in pockets and shit. Yeah. Oh, it's like cracked down. It is bonkers. But yeah, fun fact.
All right. Well, Eric, I think you're the only one that has extra stories. So
sure,
I'll want to take your time to
no.
I
want to get to Jeopardy. No, I want to get to Jeopardy, but I've got a couple random stories that I pulled up in multiple tabs, and if anybody else has any that I didn't touch on, feel free to just throw them out there into the ether.
Let me get my notes out so I can type these out.
It's a lot. Yeah, no.
The only other thing that happened this month is the Emmys and the fact that so many people from The Bear won for best comedy stuff. The Bear's not a comedy. It's absolutely not. We watched.
What do you mean? It's hilarious to watch these people's lives crumble.
The Bear is funny.
There are
But
so
it is
many.
not a-
Okay,
but it's
most
not a
dramas
comedy.
have funny bits
Yeah.
in them. My husband and I watched the first episode, and I looked over at him afterwards, and he looked legitimately traumatized as someone who used to work in restaurants. And I was like, "You good?" He's like, "I can't watch this
Oh,
show.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
out." And I was like, "Oh no, you have like PTSD. We gotta
Yeah,
go."
Phil didn't want to watch it beyond season 1. I've watched all
didn't.
3 seasons. I love it. But yeah, no, it's not a comedy objectively, 100%. No, I agree.
The funniest part, though, I do love the part, Eric, and I'm surprised we haven't like quoted it more. Like, what kind of asshole puts ketchup on a hot dog? A child, Richie. Child asshole.
There are quotable things from the show, though. Like, there are funny moments. I think
There are funny moments in Succession. That's a drama. I don't
No,
know what
that's
to tell.
true.
Yeah, and the
funny moments in
categorization.
Shogun.
Exactly, the categorization between drama and comedy is just it's outdated. It does not encompass the scope of modern television. It's like how horror movies are just like consistently snubbed in every award genre. I have a lot of opinions about award shows, but that's not an article. That's just me having a lot of feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Bear's not a comedy. That's my hot take.
I'm just happy that Ted Lasso came in when it did and got its Emmys before The Bear came out. Otherwise, they wouldn't have stood a chance.
Well, it's
to this
okay. Ted
imposter.
Lasso's coming back for another season now, so thank God it can win more awards.
Yay,
Don't want
Phil,
that.
Yay.
No.
No.
We're good.
Nobody wants that.
That's
Nobody
enough.
wants that or Industry, whatever the fuck that show is.
What is industry?
It's rough out
Exactly.
here.
Yeah. Apparently, Kit Harington is in it, and I just got an ad a little while back. It's something from HBO. It's like, oh, the best show no one's watching. I'm like, okay, but why do the shows that people are actually watching get canceled? Why do we have space for the shows that quote unquote nobody's watching? Why does Just Like That get renewed for season after season when I don't know a single
just got
human
canceled.
alive who has ever seen that show? It's yeah.
Chucky on the Sci-Fi Network.
Yeah,
You're right,
Chucky
Phil.
just got canceled, which I
yeah.
wasn't watching, but a lot of people love the Chucky
Yeah,
show.
Time Bandits got canceled. I have a lot of feelings about Our Flag Means Death, the wonderful HBO Max show that was set to start filming season 3, had literally was hiring producers and shipping them to New Zealand to work on the third and final planned season. And then Max went, "No, we're good. We would like to get a tax break." And I'm like, I hate it here. Let's go.
Yeah, Eric and
Max
I
is
have been.
criminal.
Max is bad.
We have been victimized by the cancel. That's why it's always just so. You have to be so careful about what you invest your time in, because in one moment they can just be like, "No, we don't want to tell the end of that story." We have Hannibal, which was a big one. We'll never get any resolution there.
No.
And then
Lovecraft
mine was
Country?
I didn't see Lovecraft Country, but
It was perfect. It was
people
so
loved
good.
That.
The
What was
Resident
my
Evil
show? Prodigal
series?
Son.
Prodigal Son was
Prodigal
very good.
Son,
The
incredible.
Resident Evil series was very good.
Yeah.
Time Bandits got canceled. Apparently
Didn't
got
people like Cowboy Bebop, Eric?
I loved Cowboy Bebop. That got
some
canceled
people-
before it even
some
came
people
out.
didn't like
All
it,
right.
yeah.
Well, yeah. But yeah, just I don't think I've loved a show in about 5 years that wasn't canceled or a single series planned limited run. That's it.
I'll just give you 5 Apple TV shows that I know won't get canceled. And
I don't have Apple
Maybe
TV. I pay for everything
Oh, it's
fucking
okay.
else.
I got
Yeah.
you. Everyone uses my
No.
Apple TV.
You know what doesn't get canceled? Dropout. Let me tell you about Dropout.tv. It's the best streaming service out there. That's what it is. Sorry, Eric, I cut you off. Please.
No,
what are
that's
your other
okay.
stories?
That's okay. That's okay.
Oh,
I'm just gonna
God.
throw these.
All right.
I'm gonna throw these out here.
You're gonna hear me typing.
These are just throwaways. So Phil, I don't know what they're doing over in DC. This sounds like such a weird 10-year ago story. So I'm telling you this specifically. Apparently, a Bane and Deathstroke team-up
Oh, yeah.
movie could be in the works at DC. Just such weird news considering the direction of DC and what they're trying to do. That seems like an article I would have heard 10 years ago. R.I.P. to Maggie Smith of Harry Potter fame, of course. So many other things, but most known, of course, to most casual people there. Died at the age of
And James
89.
Earl Jones.
James
earlier
Earl
in the month.
Jones this year
Yeah.
as well. So this month as well. So very, very two iconic people there just to pay their respects. Disney reveals the release dates for 2 Pixar series. One is Dream Productions, which is an Inside Out spin-off, by the end of the year. And then next year will be Win or Lose, which is, I believe, Pixar's first foray into TV. So very, very interesting stuff there. There are also some sad news, Phil, on the game Stray. Annapurna Interactive, the entire staff that worked on the game Stray, reportedly resigned. Just really, really sad. My son plays that game. He's played that game maybe 10 times, front to back. It's crazy. So on a personal level, that was just really sad news to hear. And then finally, Solo Leveling, Reawakening the movie, locks down a U.S. release date. So anybody that's a fan of season 1 of that anime, it's coming in December to theaters near you in the U.S. So yeah, those are my stories. The only one I was hesitant to bring up, because I didn't get to fully read into it, is one I'm trying to look into from The Hollywood Reporter about this couple that sued Disney over a secretive Club 33. So if you're into like Disney news and like secret clubs, check that out. The headline is "It's a Cult and Walt's the Messiah." So check that out.
Were they upset that they weren't invited?
They waited years to get in and then got kicked out and are not allowed back in. It's the short story.
I've heard of this. Okay, I have heard of this club. I didn't know
Me
how
too.
deep it went, but my familiarity with it is from artists who have worked with Disney and who have like gotten their pieces featured there and like, you know, got to like go when their pieces were like revealed. I think Brianna Garcia is one of the artists who's like been in there. So I know it exists, but that's very interesting. But hearing that, I'm just like, okay, but is it like what kind of weird Disney club are we talking about?
The tagline of the article reads: Scott and Diana Anderson, who spent $400,000 fighting their expulsion from the ultra-exclusive Disneyland Society, are ready to spill all, from using Walt's bathroom, to Rebel Wilson's suspension, to Tom Hanks' private Thanksgiving dinner. Waffles at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, no problem. That is what the tagline.
Give me all the tea.
That's a Waffle House, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I will watch the shit out of that documentary. Give it to me right now.
It's a lot. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I have not read through it all, which was why I was hesitant, but that title is too much not to mention.
Yeah.
This is going to be a podcast in like 6 months, and I'm ready for it. I will listen to that
100%.
podcast.
Fucking Hawk Tua is going to talk about it or some shit. It's going to be the #1 podcast in the
her
country by
podcast
then.
name is Talk Tua. So
I understand that. I wasn't going to acknowledge that.
That's just get it
what the
right.
name was.
Just get it right.
I don't think that's necessary. The only other thing I would
Good for her. Yeah.
No, I disagree. The only other thing that I would want to bring up, I guess, would be the Last of Us Season 2 trailer. So for those of us that know, and for those of you that don't, buckle up is all I will say about Season 2. I got very emotional just watching the trailer. So we will see how that goes. But Eric, I think we're ready for the game. I'm going to pull up I always spin the wheel just on my end to find out who goes first.
Who's going first? Yep.
Did
you already send the link out?
I did
That's
not.
always the thing that takes the longest.
No, because everyone uses the QR code.
No, I just pull it up on my browser.
Who's going first? Okay, cool. We're going there. Let me share. There is hope. We're going to see how audio works with this, because there is an audio component this month.
I'm scared.
We're going to do buzzer mode. Okay. Is everybody able to scan that QR code?
There's a chat feature in this recording thing. You could send us a link.
That's true.
That's what I told him, but it's okay.
But you have to access it on your phone, so you can buzz in.
Oh, hang on.
Here we go. I want to sign in. Join game. Let's go.
Do you have an account?
No, I'm just joining the game with the code there.
Eric's going to take some time to pick a character, so you got some time. Let's see who he does.
This potato is really standing out. Like standing out.
You know what I learned today, Eric? Is I can also upload custom characters. So I think I'm going to start doing that and not They're just gonna pop up.
There are so many characters.
I need to remove some of the characters. Is
Don't
what I
you
need
dare.
To do.
No, this is good. More options, the better.
Well, no one is ever gonna top Dylan selecting the character named
Dylan. Ooh, Darnell, Sanjay.
Emily,
Squid.
there's a squid.
Who's Squid? Oh,
Oh,
Oh, I've never gotten this far down.
Emily, are you Squid? You're on mute.
Sorry.
I'm gonna be Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw.
Yeah.
The shark? Yep.
Yeah.
oh, there's a little gay shark. Hang on. I'm going to be Lenny.
Hello.
I'm the little gay shark.
My name's Lenny.
Hang on. Ooh, how do I pick? Oh, you pick my name. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like,
I
wait.
got
I was
it.
like, where do I type this in? Hang on.
Yep.
I'm confused.
What's happening?
So the good thing
Alright.
is the questions and everything will also pop up on your screen. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you
I'm
can
already
buzz in
stressed.
as soon as you want. Just don't answer until I call on your name. As mentioned, Eric has won this 2 times in a row, so we need to stop that. I'm also gonna kind of treat this like whose line is it anyway. If I like the way you answer the question, maybe I'll throw you some extra points. We'll see what happens.
Whoa.
It's my game. So,
it's horseshit.
oh well, that attitude is gonna get you negative points. I don't know. You might start.
No!
You know what?
No! I'm sorry. No! Oh, no, I don't like the noise. I don't like the sound effects, Phil.
Our dads are fighting.
All right, the sound effect is unnecessary. I don't like this.
All right. The categories are Millennial Movie Night, Criminal Minds, Thanks for the Memories, and which comes back every single month is the Pop Culture Mystery Bag. Eric, you can probably also see I've upped the points as well, so we go by 200s now. Not that makes any difference. I just think aesthetically it looks better to have 1,000 down here as opposed to 100. Who won? Kate. Kate, you won the wheel.
Ooh.
So it is your board first. Which category would you like?
Ooh, let me do millennial movie night for, let's do 400.
Millennial Movie Night 400. Which actor which actor plays Secretary William Cleary in Wedding Crashers, the powerful politician whose daughters become the focus of John and Jeremy's romantic pursuits? Eric.
Is that Christopher Walken? Let's go.
Christopher Walken.
I was thinking Christopher Walken, then I was like, is he hitting that movie?
I had no clue if that was the character. I was just like, that's got to be who it is, though.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you're bored. Eric always goes for the thousands, so or the highest
Yep.
one. So,
Pop Culture Mystery Bag 1000.
in season 6 of The Office, what is the name of the printer company that buys out Dunder Mifflin? Kate.
Dinder Mufflin.
No.
Okay. Okay, that was unnecessary.
loud.
That was so
Oh my
much.
God. That's hilarious.
It sounded like my connection was messed up. I was like, why?
I can't wait. This is going to save you so much time in post.
All right. Emily, Eric, either one of you want to give a guess? No?
Nah.
All right, it is Saber.
Damn.
That was my next guess.
Oh, I should have known that.
All right, Eric, still your board?
Oh, that sucks. That hurts. All right, let's regain some confidence here. Thanks for the memories, 200.
All right, quote this meme.
Who is that?
What the fuck?
This was supposed to be an easy one. What meme is this?
Any guesses?
No.
No.
Here, 5 seconds.
Can I have a
that?
freebie?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, then no.
Little Bear.
I went for the jokey answer, and I didn't realize that it was actually going to cost me money. I forgot how Jeopardy works, so fuck this. No more. Actually, no. All the funny answers.
Okay, go ahead, Kate.
This is Yogi Berra.
No.
No. Okay. All right.
Jesus Christ,
Have
Kate.
you ever gotten a record low score?
Oh, it's really loud.
Oh.
Okay, it's can I
Really
pet that dog?
I've never seen the
I've never
actual
seen this.
one.
I wonder if I lower the volume. Does it lower for y'all?
We're gonna find out.
Is
Try
the
to-
no.
Is that really
Still loud. We get
Oh,
it.
it's still loud.
Okay,
get the
well,
idea.
we're not going to do the video. I tried.
That's okay.
That's fine.
All right. Eric, still your board.
This is not going well at all. I'm gonna go Millennial Movie Night 200.
Napoleon Dynamite famously wears a shirt that says "What" on it during his iconic dance scene. Kate.
Vote for Pedro. What is vote for Pedro? I don't know if you fucking
No,
do that.
no, we don't have to do the.
Yeah,
what is.
thank
No, you're good.
God. Okay. Yay.
All right, Kate, your board.
I've seen half of this movie and I was like, this is bad, and I stopped. Let's go Millennial Movie Night for 600.
What song is Emma Stone's character Olive singing in this scene from Easy A? Bonus points if you also give me the name of the artist. Emily.
Pocket full of sunshine, Natasha Bedingfield.
You beat me to it.
Give me an
Thank
extra.
God. I was like,
Oop.
I
Give me an
got a pack, I
extra.
got a pack,
Pocket
I
full
got
of
a
sunshine.
I got a
I got it.
pack,
I got it. I got it. I got it.
I have fallen asleep to this movie so many times.
I love this movie so
I-
much.
So good.
Yeah, so many.
Emily, you're bored.
Oh my God, I did it. As long as I got one, honestly. Sure, we'll do Millennial Movie Night 800.
What is Karen Smith's sexy Halloween costume from Mean Girls? Bonus points if you answer like Karen. Emily.
I'm a mouse.
Yeah, that works.
Your buzzer's faster than mine.
Oh, I was hitting it before I could.
I was doing that too.
All right, give you an extra 200. Emily, still your board.
We'll finish it out for 1,000.
What is District 12's main industry from the Hunger Games? Kate.
Coal.
See, I was
Look
going
at
to say
that.
bread, so that's good.
Because it's
That's 1,000.
Appalachia.
Oh.
All right. Kate, your board.
Let's do Criminal Minds for 200. I hope it's not about the show Criminal Minds, because I don't know that.
Thanos believes that the only way to restore balance to the universe is by doing this. Kate.
Killing half of humanity.
Close enough.
Oh, humanity, you know, yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
All right. Criminal Minds for 400.
What does Jafar transform into during his final battle with Aladdin? Need a specific type of thing, not just a generic answer. Kate.
He turns into a cobra, and then he turns into a... Oh, God. He turns into a sorcerer, and then he turns into a genie.
Okay, well, I only needed cobras.
I'm pretty sure you just wanted
Do I
to
get
snake.
bonus
I'm going to give you extra points.
That is so crazy.
You didn't
I
know
didn't-
you asked a
I just
three-part
didn't want-
question.
I just didn't want snake. Is what I
snake.
didn't want.
A
So,
snake.
Snake.
I wouldn't have
All
even
right.
said
A
Cobra to
danger
that. I
noodle.
definitely would have just said Genie.
Genie,
But
yeah.
that makes
Oh,
sense.
yeah.
Understandable.
The Cobra, yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, let's do Criminal Minds for 600.
Gus Fring owns this fast food establishment in the critically acclaimed series Breaking Bad. Kate.
Los Pollos Hermanos. Yes.
My button can't be working.
You gotta tap it in.
I think it's only working for Wedding Crasher questions. Do we have any more of those?
No, sorry.
Emily and I have trained hard on that. Oh God, what is it? The Pokemon Stadium, mini games.
Oh, yeah.
The electricity ones.
Yeah, immediately. Let's do Criminal Minds for 800.
Okay, gotta get one of these.
What was the name of the serial killer John Lithgow chillingly portrayed in season 4 of Dexter?
I don't remember him being so
Eric.
fucking good at it.
The Trinity Killer? Let's go! I was like, please don't make me say the full
Oh,
name.
I was gonna say. I thought you meant the actual name too. I didn't
Yeah.
remember this part.
Oh, yeah, the name of... Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
just need the serial killer name.
I just saw an edit of this on TikTok so randomly today. That was
He's
great.
incredible.
It's so good. The show... I think the show peaked right there.
It's so good.
After-
Can I tell you a quick, very stupid story?
Absolutely.
Our dad is the worst at ruining things for other people in spoilers. And Emily at one point was talking about like, oh yeah, I've never seen Dexter, and my dad was like, oh man, like this season, man, with John Lithgow, it's so good. And I was like, yeah, it is really good. He's like, man, it sucks when he kills the wife, though. And we were just like, what the fuck, dude?
Wasn't it fucked up when he killed Rita?
Yeah, and we just, all of us just looked at him, and he goes, what? What do you mean?
I
was like, well.
does anybody care about How to Get Away with Murder spoilers?
No,
I've
I
never
don't
seen
care.
the show.
Okay.
No.
I saw the first
Okay.
episode.
Well, I did. Well, I guess it's not specifics, but I remember when I was still watching the show, I spoiled a major death in a Facebook status. I did feel bad about it, but yeah, people were understandably upset. Eric, it was the main character, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah, everybody was talking about that.
Our dad was not allowed to talk to Emily about Game of Thrones when he was watching it. There were so many times.
There were so many close calls. I would just have to tell him to stop talking. I was just like, he's like, oh yeah, and I'm like, stop, don't
Don't do that.
Yeah, no, I was like, you can't until I finish.
Nope.
Like, you cannot. So,
All right, Eric, it is your award. See these higher point totals. Look at that. I love it. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Let's finish Criminal Minds for 1,000.
This iconic line kicks off the classic gangster film Goodfellas.
It's gonna piss me off too.
I should have seen this movie.
I haven't seen it either.
I'm a bad film major.
Movie
Yeah,
night.
you are.
Oh,
Shame
for
on
the
you.
Super Packet Bros.
With
Meet
my
up.
Italian husband. Yeah, he's like,
It's
you would
3
love
hours.
Goodfellas. I'm like, okay. I'm sure it's real good.
Oh, it's one of my
when did-
favorite. It's one of my top 3 favorite films.
When
God.
did I see this? I saw
Okay.
this like late last year.
Did you mean
right?
to buzz in?
I did because I'm gonna guess
Okay.
bullshit. Is it? It's not take the gun, leave the cannoli, right?
No.
Okay.
What?
What is that from?
I don't know.
What? I swear to God, it's a line.
Okay, hold on.
Eric, did you have a guess or no?
No, I remember
Okay.
we watched this movie like late last year, I think.
Far
Yeah.
back as I can remember, I
The
always
name
wanted
of-
to be
Okay,
a
that's The
gangster.
Godfather.
Shit, I haven't seen that one either.
Okay. Yeah, it's like adjacent. I haven't seen The Godfather either. I need to watch it.
You know what I have seen? Mafia.
Yeah.
All right, Eric, still your board.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's undo everything and go for thanks for the memories 1,000.
Quote this meme.
This guy. You son of a bitch.
I was really worried about the order in which to put these memes, so I feel pretty good right now.
But we haven't
I know-
gotten the easiest and hardest,
I
so
know
I don't
what
know
he
how good you
says.
feel.
I just can't
fair.
put it into words right now. It's pissing me off. I'm gonna be so angry if I don't buzz in.
All right, no guesses.
Oh, God.
I have a toddler. No.
I don't care that you broke
Your elbow.
I've never heard this before.
What?
Don't
I'm
play it.
so
I'll look it
I
mad.
would play the video, but it'd be really loud.
It'll
Yeah,
be
don't.
it'll be upsetting.
Yeah, you broke your elbow.
All right,
And
Eric, still your
another
board.
thing.
All right. Well, listen, we're gonna struggle through the memories together. Let's
Can
go.
you just
memories
give me
for
a
4.
lolcat shit, man?
4. Quote this meme.
What? Are
Eric.
these all TikToks?
Brother,
What?
brother,
What's that, brother?
brother,
What?
Is this one loud?
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're just gonna send you guys a bunch
Yeah,
of these.
we'll just send
after.
all these to you later.
Oh my
All right,
God.
Eric.
right.
My husband,
Okay.
don't send me 8 memes in a row. Fuck
We're
off.
doing it. We're doing
No,
it.
Mark
My
does
brother-in-law
that
does
too.
that. My
Yeah,
brother-in-law
I
does
have
that,
too
and I'm
many-
like, I'm like, Peter, you sent me 5. I'm not watching any of them.
I have too many men that I ignore those messages from. Don't be more of them. I'm sorry.
All right.
I saved them for later, and I parsed them out over the course of a few days. You
Yeah, that's
can't
what my
send them
husband
all at
does.
once.
I know.
Let's
I know
go
the
memories
strategy.
for 6.
Okay.
Quote this meme.
Fuck.
Eric.
Daddy, chill.
I've seen this one.
Daddy, chill.
Nope.
What the hell even is that?
Daddy,
God, I really
chill.
want to play these. I wish I could
I know.
adjust the audio.
We'll have to play around with it.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you want to wrap it up? Thanks
Yeah,
for the
wrap it up.
memories.
I
Yeah,
was doing
this
all
is
right.
Put us out of our misery.
Please.
Quote this meme. Kate.
Her sister was a witch. You're gonna look at me and tell me that I'm wrong?
Bubble
Am I
dog.
wrong?
She was wearing a crown and came down in a
Grow up.
bubble, dog.
Grow up.
This is the guy yelling about Wicked. Emily, have I never sent you this?
Oh God.
Oh,
Oh my god, I saw
Phil,
two.
this is like the third
so
conversation we've had about this meme
I
that
know,
the
that's
people
why I
we
put it
talked
in
to
here.
didn't know what it was, or at least
Yeah.
one person in the room didn't know.
Yeah.
We have to start having this on hand to send to people. I don't understand.
I saw a video,
Yeah.
I think it was of two drag queens, and one of them was Glinda and the other was Elphaba, and they were yelling at each other. It was the best. It was
Her
so good.
sister was a witch. Wicked Witch of the East, bro.
Which
Comes out in a bubble. You're gonna look at me and tell me
him.
I'm
She was
wrong?
wearing a crown and came down in a bubble, Doug.
I'm gonna stab him.
I'm gonna stab him. Yeah. Oh God! All
The
right, Kate.
grow
Where
up
do you?
at the end murders me.
Grow
every
up.
time. Grow up. Can
Where do
I
you wanna
possibly
start?
win? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could.
Yeah, we also have Final Jeopardy. So
oh shit.
Oh, I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do pop culture mystery bag for 200. Whatever.
what is the name of the greedy little loan shark that has appeared in every Animal Crossing game and is known for selling homes to the player? Kate.
Tom Nook. Yeah.
Yeah, look at that greedy little bastard.
Love him.
Listen, it's interest free. He's doing his best. Let's
That's
do.
true,
Let's do 400.
All right. In The Parent Trap, which actress plays both roles of Hallie Parker and Annie James? Emily.
Ooh, you're good.
Lindsay Lohan.
Classic. All right. Do we want to do 6 or 8?
Oh, we'll do 6.
Britney Spears got her big break as a child star alongside Justin Timberlake and Christina Aguilera in what show? Emily.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? That's not right.
Biggie Mouse. That
Yeah.
works.
Yes.
All right, and wrapping up pop culture mystery bag. Where does Donald Glover claim he got his rap alter ego name Childish Gambino from? This is the Daily Double. Eric, I don't know. Also, Eric, I don't know why I didn't just put this like this the whole time. So
I don't know.
Factile has a built-in Daily Double feature that never works. So today I had the realization: why don't I just put a Daily Double picture?
So you remember? Because
Eric.
we'll get to the end.
Amazing.
We'll get to the end of each Jeopardy, and I'll be like, "There was no
Where
daily
was the
double."
Daily Double? I'll be like, fuck, because I didn't.
all right, so the daily double. Don't I have to wager?
Yeah.
I
We're
don't
not
know.
playing-
No,
Do you not know? Do you not know how to use the daily double, Phil?
I thought it was just double points. So
We'll
just
do that.
So no.
We'll do that. That's fine. We'll just do double the
Oh
points.
yeah, no, the wager is like the final Jeopardy. You don't have to wager
Oh,
for
okay.
double
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
It is. He got it from a random like rap name generator.
Oh.
What was the rap name generator?
It's something specific.
Yep.
Whoa.
It's not
I'll
just
give
called.
you. I'll give you
random-
half points unless you can.
No, I'll take the half points.
You get a
Okay.
daily single.
It is a Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang
Oh.
Clan.
I am taking 400 points away. Okay.
Whoa, whoa.
All right.
Did you hear the noise? I just wanted to make sure you
Yeah,
heard
no,
that.
that's fine. I'll just
good.
take. I'll just take what I
What was
can.
that? One more time? I'm sorry. What was the noise? What was the noise?
No,
Stop.
he hasn't.
That one. Okay, thank you.
Just make sure. Okay.
I hate it here.
All right. We have final factile. So I believe on your phones you should be able to. Oh, maybe I have to click this first.
Oh yeah.
Enter valid wage.
No, we can do
oh,
it.
Yeah, you can do it now.
Yeah, we
Cool.
can do that.
So, for this answer, just so we're not all spit out answers, just text me what your answer is once the question comes up on your screen. So,
Oh,
Emily.
do we just do the chat function?
No, just
like on the
send it to me personally. So, Kate, I think we're Facebook friends. You want to send it to me on Facebook?
Or
I don't know if we
Instagram,
follow.
Katie.
Do we follow each other on Instagram?
I don't know.
That way, no one else can see your answer.
Yeah, because everyone was.
All right. Yep, I see you on Facebook. We're good. Yeah.
I'll pull that up. Emily, you can send me on
I'll just also do
Instagram.
Okay.
No, I'll just text you.
Open
And Eric, you
5
can
apps
just shoot
real
me a
quick.
text.
Yes. Okay.
All right, ready for the question? Everybody wagered? Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Eric always wagers everything.
Yep.
So,
Oh,
just
why wouldn't
Go for broke.
that's fair.
Emily's smarter than us. It's fine.
All right. What is the name of the go-to food for the residents of the Great Valley in the land before time?
Shit.
I'm really hoping. I'm throwing a fucking volley up there. I'm trying.
I'm naming the only thing I remember from that fucking movie.
Yeah. Shit. I don't know.
If it's not that, I'm gonna throw myself into the ocean. Goodbye.
You're not even near an ocean.
Okay.
I'll get there. Give me 3 hours.
Eric, you can't give me two answers.
I just
Were they separated by a semicolon?
No, it's the same word. They're just in reverse.
We're going with the first one.
Oh, I'm so nervous.
All right. So we'll go in order. Kate answered tree stars. Emily answered star leaves. And Eric answered star leaf.
That's so annoying. It's definitely not. Yeah.
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 You're right. Trees. Yeah.
Damn it.
Damn.
Fucking tree
Tree
stars.
stars, bitch.
Motherfucking tree stores.
This was like the first meme I think I ever saw back in like the MySpace.
So
days.
good.
If this was in the meme category, we would have been fine. If you'd given me a lolcat, I would have been fine.
Sure. Yeah.
Giving me I can ask cheeseburger, we'd be on, man.
Losing on
Right,
tree
which
stars
means
hurt.
the winner is Lenny.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lenny.
Gay shark, gay shark, gay shark.
All right. Well, there we go. We knocked Eric off of his crown.
Woo!
Yeah, Eric said star leafs or leaf star. I was like, you can't give me both.
Nope. That's not how this
I was
works.
confident too, and then the second I heard tree star, I said,
I know. Because I was like, they don't eat the tree, so it's not tree. I was thinking of just
clearly
the,
a leaf.
Yeah, it's a leaf.
His sister was a leaf.
Grow up, man.
Grow up.
So I get to show up next month and play against whoever else is on.
You know,
on
that is
next,
how
right?
I should have been doing it. Is I should just bring back the winner.
We should have. We
Oh,
should have.
Jeopardy
I don't want to
every
do the
month.
rest of it. I just want to show up.
Just the
We should
Jeopardy.
have for the last of the end of the year, Phil. All the winners have to return for like one final big Jeopardy. That'd be pretty crazy.
That
Fuck
sounds
yeah.
fun.
Let's
I
go.
can come up with
watch
some
that.
categories.
Yeah, no pressure.
Awesome. We could do it on we could do it on Twitch.
Oh.
Stream it to the world.
So cool.
Fun.
Well, we have made it to the end of What Did I Miss? It was absolute blast. So, Emily, Kate, please let our listeners, for those of them that do not know, where they can find all of your projects. And thank you so much for joining us here this evening.
Thank you for asking us. It's so nice to catch up with you guys because if you don't know, I'll take over this and then Katie, you can fill in when you want to. We do a podcast called Game of Groans. It's I started it in 2019 because I had never seen Game of Thrones before, and decided that I finally wanted to watch it after it all ended. We have finished Game of Thrones, I'm proud to say, and then now we are now working on House of the Dragon season 1, where in fact Kate and I have both not seen it, so we are entering it spoiler free, guns blazing, you can't lose.
It's a wild ride. We're both
yes.
confused.
Yes, but we have guests that come on and kind of explain things to us, so we're less confused. But that's the podcast. You can find it anywhere. All our social media is at Game of Groans Pod. We do have a Patreon. It's pretty. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's also at Game of Groans Pod on patreon.com. And we do have unedited episodes because I do cut tangents. And then also you can check out our notes and things like that about the show. That's what we do in the podcast space. Kate, do you want to add anything that you personally stuff?
Not really. That's pretty much it. I'm trying to maintain the Game of Groans Twitter page. I found out that Christian Nairn, the guy who plays Hodor, has heard of our podcast, which is buck wild. He was
So
very
exciting.
sweet about. I met him at a convention. He was very sweet, and I handed him a sticker. He goes, "Oh, I've heard of this," and I was like, "I'm sorry," and he's like, "No, I've definitely heard of this," and I was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna go scream, and I'll see you later." But yeah, go listen to it there. It's a really fun time. We have some wonderful guests on. Now that, more people are actually watching Dragon House, and now that it's relevant, it's real fun to, be part of the zeitgeist again. So yeah, come check it out.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything you guys need for Game of Groans will be in the show notes of this episode. And if you want to find anything related to the Way Forward podcast, also Linktree link in the show notes. Make sure you follow us on social media, the most important ones being Instagram, TikTok, our growing Discord page, and Twitch, where we stream every other week. You can support the show a couple of different ways. Both shows, actually. Head to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, leave Game of Groans and the Wait For It podcast 5 stars. It is the lifeblood of podcasting, and it really, really helps us. You can also go over to our YouTube page and, like, subscribe, bell icon, whatever YouTubers say. All of that is very, very beneficial. And also, if you want to support the podcast maybe a little bit differently and to get yourself some behind-the-scenes stuff, Eric will actually let you know about all of that.
Yeah, so of course, as Game of Groans does, we also have a Patreon where you're able to join and get behind the scenes or early access to episodes like this one. If you want to get a taste of the Game of Groans experience, our pre-show had a lot of Game of Thrones talk, which Phil silently observed.
I read a book.
So if you'd like to check that out,
I'm watching Lost.
Feel free to join the team. Shout out to our current patrons, T3 Cato, Stefan, Breyer, and Corey. We truly appreciate the support, but all of the support, the likes, the comments, the shares, the engagements, the listens is very, very much appreciated. So whatever you can do, we appreciate. With that being said, my name is Mr. Eric Almighty. That is my co-host, Phil the Filipino, and our guest from Game of Groans. And we release new episodes for the podcast every Wednesday here on our show, with bonus content on platforms like TikTok and Twitch, and all you gotta do is wait for it.
So, I heard you're looking for a go-to source for entertainment.
Wait for it.
Gaming?
Wait for it.
Anime?
Plus Ultra!
Mr. Eric Almighty and Phil the Filipino? Yeah, they've got you covered. And all you gotta do is wait for it. This is the Wait For It podcast.